Hi everyone, my name is Justin Odisho, and in this video we're going to be doing a live reaction, discussion, kind of offering up some ideas and thoughts on the new Apple HomePod commercial by Spike Jonze featuring FKA Twigs with the music by Anderson .Paak. So I am going to flat out say before we begin, I've been wanting to make this video for a while because you guys requested it on Twitter, a bunch of you on Instagram, DM, and Twitter, which thank you to you guys if you're following me on there. But I've held off on making it because I just absolutely don't have much of a good idea on, how they actually put it together. But I do have some ideas that I can at least point out that might be good leads. And I thought it would at least be a good discussion to watch it together, leave it open to discussion for you guys, etc., etc. So this is the commercial. Start it from the beginning. We're going to watch it. And this is a live stream. So if you're watching the replay, thank you. It's raw and uncut. All right. So Apple HomePod commercial by Spike Jonze starring FKA Twigs.
Excuse me. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry.
First of all, I got to pause here because if you notice some foreshadowing in the background, this poster with the lights, I'm not sure if this is an actual reference to something like a famous painting or album cover or something. If anyone knows what this is, feel free to leave a comment. But this is kind of looks like it's going to be the inspiration for what happens coming up in the commercial.
Hey Siri, play me something I'd like.
Okay.
We stayed up all night watching a comedy show.
Also notice how like everything in the room, like the pillows and the rugs in the wall, are also horizontally striped. Just a nice little touch. See like the pillow, that picture in the back, that rug kind of hanging on the wall. Nice little touches. Shout out to, I'm sure, although it says Spike Jonze is the director, I'm sure a bunch of people came together to make this video come together. So thank you. Shout out to you guys. I'm not sure. I couldn't really find much behind the scenes on this. They said that there was going to be more behind the scenes posted, but figured might as well make this video before waiting.
I'm too flawed to get anywhere safely. You know I talk about you highly. I'm fascinated for the time.
Those ice cubes do look refreshing.
Until the morning. Or we can dance in the hallway. Only one more night in Los Angeles.
All right.
I really thought that I can handle it. But
so this is like the main thing that's going on in this commercial is this extrusion type of pixel stretchy type of scaling and distortion, which is, I think, a combination of practical set design and 3D, practical set design, some sort of green screening, overlaying, like digital effects in post, as well as some sort of modeling programs, perhaps like a 4D or 3D modeling programs, which can use the extrusion features and mixing them in with the set. If you actually have been following my channel, pixel stretching is like a aesthetic that I've been interested in for a while, that I've noticed has been popular. Here's a Photoshop tutorial I did a year ago, like showing the pixel stretching technique. I've done it in Premiere Pro. You can do it in After Effects with the scale wipe effect. But I think the way they did it in this commercial was much more complicated than just stretching it, because it's all motion tracked as well. So let's continue watching.
I was holding back tears. I didn't think this day would happen. I gave all this up for a chance at it. You would have thought I'd be the man for this. But the funny thing is, we can never stay here. I didn't think this day would happen. till it's over. I'ma ride it till.
Okay, so this is the section that I think is absolutely some sort of 4D or I don't know if 4D or 3D is the word, but modeled render of the room, and it's being extruded and rotated with kind of a virtual camera. I think you can really see this in the floor right here. This rug is kind of unnaturally blocky. It kind of looks like video game graphics, and the way that the wall split open there, to me, it's just kind of impossible to do with practical effects. So they likely composited real footage as well as like extruded models. I just don't have much of a clue on, the details of that. So I'm not going to try to act like I do, but those are my guesses.
Till it's over. I'ma ride it till it's over.
Now this part here is where I think that this is actually built into the set. It looks a lot more realistic. There's two ideas that I had. Like, one, they built in a bunch of green screen movable parts and overlaid the textures that they wanted onto them that stretch the images. But like this wall right here, it seems like they really built a sliding insert, especially if you look at the umbrella. I don't know. It's so hard to tell, but if you look at the umbrella, it looks like they actually did notch over it. See, it actually looks like they did build a notch for it. I might be wrong. This might totally all be digital, but for some reason I think a lot more of this than we think is physical, especially this room and this hallway. Now, the one thing I'm going to say, I keep pausing the video, but so this room and this hallway I think was real, but the texture on the roof and some of the colors I think are being played around with in post-production, perhaps through a green screen or something else, because they're wiggling to the music like guitar strings.
I'ma ride it till it's over. I'ma ride it till it's over.
And you notice this whole part, you can see the entire room in the background again, which is the model of the old room. So this is why I think there's a crazy combination of green screen replacement mixed with camera motion tracking, like some sort of After Effects tracking, mixed with 3D models of the room in the first place, mixed with an actual hallway set design that she's walking back and forth in. So
and don't all this new music sound the same?
this part here as well, there's some funny business going on because you can't see the camera, and there's the reflection in the background that's still going on, which had to be digitally put in there. And they're going to start cloning her and separating where she moves on one angle and the other. So there's definitely some compositing
Yeah, we must
going
be
on.
getting old and gray. We
I
left
sound
early,
like such a
girl,
gross
that band
scientist,
would
probably.
anyway. We went home and left our clothes up in the living space. Say,
And so as you can see, the two clones of her are moving in different ways. So obviously two different shots stitched together here.
would you stay if your heart had the power? Or would you run and find another life to imitate? It's important that we make the best of short time. You can never be my one and only anyway. I'ma ride it till it's over.
Pretty crazy the way that they cloned it, because either they're doing a lot of rotoscoping to have them interact with each other in this way, like overlap each other in the camera, or clever angles with maybe a body double, but I really don't think there's a body double being used. Then they walk out of the set. cut back to the original set. Maybe the whole thing is 3D. I don't know. Maybe she's just on the couch and everything else is fake. But that is the Apple HomePod commercial by Spike Jonze featuring FKA Twigs and Anderson .Paak. Honestly, besides the things that I brought up, I don't really have too much of a solid, like, this is how they did this, and I know it for a fact. I would say that while trying to research this, there's a lot of people suggested that it may be inspired by the scene in Interstellar, if you've seen, when he's in that Tesseract thing, which is also very confusing. But I found this really interesting behind the scenes of Interstellar, the movie, where they explain how they built this whole Tesseract visual effect, which involves a lot of the similar pixel stretch type of ideas. And, you know, this is the scene in Interstellar where he's kind of trapped in a different time and space. And the way they did this was involving a lot of computer modeling and a ton of actual practical set design with stretched out looking objects and projector lights digitally.
From those shapes, generating these extruded shapes which would connect.
So I really think that this behind the scenes for Interstellar could be a very good clue to some of the similar workflows that they used, and I'm going to link it in the description if you guys want to take a look and watch this video as well,
in that
because it gives you a little bit more perspective on
the same windows
how much set design they might actually be willing to do for this type of thing. I mean, I'm sure Apple put a ton of time into this
Entirely lit
versus how much
projectors,
might
like using the projectors
be
as
real.
light
So
source.
look, they put
So
projectors
Tesseract, for me, was
into this
probably
whole
the
set.
three
So.
longest. Matthew spent hours in that harness. His stunt double would rehearse everything.
So you can see
We
what's
had it
going
all
on here.
dialed
So
in,
this is
bring
the type
Matthew
of
over, we'd
lengths.
show him the action.
These are the type of lengths that these big budget things really might go to. So when you think it might be an effect, it really might be some crazy stuff going on and just a little bit of stuff going on in post. But I think that is kind of as much thoughts as I can give. I can watch this video over and over and try to figure it out. But overall, it's a really cool video. I'm sorry, Apple. I like Apple. I'm on a Mac. I got these cool earpods, but I have an Alexa already, so she heard me. But the commercial is definitely cool. Makes it look like, you know, she really came alive. And I'd say check out Anderson .Paak's music for sure. Go watch this Tiny Desk concert if you haven't. He's got some pretty smooth music. And FKA Twigs. I always like this album, and this album cover was really cool. So if you guys want to see another video that I made like this, live stream discussion, I actually did one for the Donald Glover Atlanta trailer where he's falling left and right. That one we had a little bit more of a breakthrough information on how it was shot. But you guys can watch that. I live streamed another one. That's 20 minutes there. But I think I'm going to close this off so that the replay is concise for anyone watching. Thank you to everyone that joined in the chat live. The replay will be available to watch for you. Let me know if you have any information. Drop it in the comments. Leave me a comment if you think you know, or if I got something wrong, or if you, I don't know, if you know. So I think they're going to be planning to release more behind the scenes information about how this was shot. Hopefully they do. That'll be really interesting to watch. I'll try to keep it updated in the description. But if you're not yet, subscribe to my channel. Turn on notifications to stay tuned for all my future videos, uploads, and live streams. And follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you want to reach out to me. Instagram DM is probably the best place. Thank you so much for watching this live stream, and I'll see you guys in the next.